You know, in healthcare, the gap between what you learn in a classroom and what you do at the bedside, well, it could be a matter of life and death. That's a huge problem. So today, we're going to look at something called Cortex-AP. It's this really smart platform built on a proprietary adaptive learning system that's designed to close that critical gap for good.
And look, this isn't just some abstract idea. This is what we're hearing from actual healthcare leaders. The people in the trenches. They're telling us their annual attrition is over 30%, and they desperately need a way to fix the skill gap for new nurses. They're facing massive staff turnover, and new hires just aren't always ready for the floor. The urgency is real, and they need something that works for a lot of people.
Okay, so how does Cortex-AP actually solve this? Well, it all kicks off with creating really good content. Let's jump into the first part of the journey, how course creators use these amazing tools to build everything out.
All right, so here's where it all begins. A simple, secure login. Doesn't matter if you're the one building the course, the one learning a new skill, or the instructor checking the work. Everyone starts right here. This is the front door.
Once you're in, this is what a course creator sees. Their dashboard. Seriously, think of it like mission control for building a course. Everything you could possibly need is right there, front and center. No hunting around in confusing menus.
And the whole thing is built for speed. You can create and launch these super high-quality, standardized courses incredibly fast. Whether you're starting from scratch or just tweaking an existing course, it's all designed to be super efficient. So you're probably wondering, how is it so fast? Well, it's not just a pretty design. The secret ingredient here is generative AI. It's built right in. This means creators can whip up expert-level content. We're talking complex case studies, tough quiz questions, you name it, almost instantly. It's a total game changer, saving months of work.
In Check Out the Toolkit, you can manage all your core concepts, build out practice tests, pull from a whole library of media, create super detailed checklists. It's the whole shebang. It's a complete ecosystem for creating a really deep learning experience.
And obviously, before you push anything live, you get to preview it. You see the exact same thing the learner will see. It's that final, crucial quality check to make sure everything is perfect and ready to go.
Okay, so we've seen how a course gets built. Now for the most important part, right? Let's flip over and look at this from the learner's perspective. This is where it gets really personal and incredibly effective.
So for a learner, the content is laid out in this really clear, guided way. But here's the key. This is not your typical one-size-fits-all online course. Not at all. The platform is actively shaping the journey for each individual person.
And this is the secret sauce. It's all about these proprietary adaptive learning algorithms. Basically, the platform acts like a personal tutor that's watching you 24/7. It sees where you're struggling and gives you extra help. And it sees what you've mastered and lets you fly right through it. It's not just personalized, it's like precision-guided education.
And a huge part of that is how it handles practice tests. When you take a test, the system isn't just giving you a score. No, it's digging in to find your exact knowledge gaps. Then, that info feeds right back into your learning path. It creates this constant feedback loop of testing and getting better.
Okay, this is where it gets real. Theory is great, but you need practice. The platform works with these physical skills training kits so you get to be truly hands-on. And the best part? You get unlimited practice sessions. You can do it over and over again until it's second nature, building that muscle memory and confidence on your own time.
So once you feel like you've got it down, you've practiced, you feel confident, you record yourself doing the skill. This is that key moment where you go from just practicing to actually performing. Then you submit it right through the platform for an expert to review.
Which brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, the instructor. This is where that crucial human element comes in, the expert oversight that makes sure you're truly competent.
And just like the course creator, the instructor gets their own command center, a dashboard where they can see everything at a glance. Who's submitted what, how everyone's progressing, all the tools they need are right there.
So from that dashboard, an instructor can just click into a student submission. They can watch the video, and here's the cool part. They can leave detailed, time-stamped feedback right on the video. The whole evaluation is documented all in one place.
And for the really formal evaluations, the system uses what's called an OSCE checklist. That's an objective, structured, clinical examination. It's just a way of saying there's a standardized checklist to make sure every single learner is judged by the exact same high standard. It makes the whole process fair, consistent, and totally objective.
All right, so we've walked through the whole flow. from creation to learning to evaluation. But the big question is, so what? What does this actually achieve in the real world? Let's look at the impact.
Let's just start with the scale here. Over 150,000 healthcare professionals have been trained using this platform. Just think about that. That is a massive number of people on the front lines who are now better prepared to take care of patients.
And that training has a direct effect on patient safety. We're talking about more than 22.5 million clinical interactions that have been made safer because of the skills people mastered on this platform.
But this is the number that really hits home. Because this training improves skills and reduces medical errors, it's estimated to save 2,250 lives every single year. That's just incredible.
And for the hospitals and schools using this, the results are a no-brainer. First, a 95% completion rate. That is unheard of for most training programs. And get this, they're doing it while cutting training time by 60% compared to the old way. So it's not just more effective, it's way more efficient. A total win-win.
So we started by talking about that dangerous gap between training and real-world care. And I think we've seen a real solution here. So the question isn't really if we can close that gap anymore, it's when. Which really just leaves one question. Is your institution ready to do this?